My wife divorced me and went on a vacation with her affair partner, assuming she would still get a part from my parents' huge trust fund. And oh boy, the look on her face when she returned and realized that she isn't getting anything but a new lawsuit instead. I'm Aaron, 30. Growing up rich taught me one thing. Most people want your money, not you. Throughout college, I watched so-called friends disappear when I didn't throw mansion parties or buy everyone drinks. So, I kept my circle small and my wallet guarded. Then, I met Ashley at my graduation party. She walked up and started talking about the terrible DJ. No idea who I was. We laughed, exchanged numbers, and our first date was McDonald's. She ordered a Big Mac and didn't pretend to only want a salad. I was hooked. After a month, I took her to meet my parents. She didn't gasp at the house or ask about the cars. She just smiled and talked about her IT job like it mattered, which to her it did. My mom hugged me after and whispered, "Don't lose this one." I proposed after a year. Ashley had one request for my parents. Never ask me to quit working. I want to help build our future, not just spend money. My dad actually teared up. On our second anniversary, they threw a huge party and announced they were adding Ashley to the trust as a beneficiary. She cried and thanked them for accepting her. She met Rob that night. He was the trustee, an accountant handling the fund's legal side. His wife Sarah was a lawyer at the same firm. At parties, I'd see Ashley chatting with Rob in corners, laughing over wine. I thought nothing of it. Why would I? 7 years in, my parents died within 6 months of each other. Dad's heart gave out. Then Mom just followed. I buried myself in work because running the company was easier than feeling everything. Ashley became distant. No, how are you? No comfort, just cold silence. I blamed grief. 2 weeks after Mom's funeral, I left work early. Bought pink roses because Ashley loved them. Used my key to let myself in. Rob was in my living room with suitcases. Ashley appeared behind him, dragging 2 more bags. She looked at me, annoyed. "Oh, damn. I meant to leave a note." My brain couldn't process it. "Rob, are you here about the trust paperwork?" Ashley laughed. "No, sweetie. Rob's here because we're leaving together. Italy first, then his apartment. Well, our apartment now. Don't look so sad. Your parents made sure I'm set financially. The divorce papers are on the kitchen counter. Rob's filing too." She grabbed the roses from my hand. "Oh, these are pretty. Thanks, babe." She kissed Rob in front of me. "Ready?" They left. Just walked out. I heard the car engine and then nothing. For 3 days, I didn't move, didn't shower, didn't open blinds, survived on old Chinese food and instant ramen. The TV stayed on because silence was worse. Day 3, someone hammered on my door. I ignored it. The pounding got louder. A woman screamed, "I know you're in there! Open up right now!" I dragged myself to the door. A red-haired woman in a sharp suit glared at me. "Your wife ran away with my husband. Sitting here feeling sorry for yourself won't help anyone. Take a bath, you stink, and meet me in the living room in 15 minutes. "Who are you?" "Sarah, Rob's wife. Now move." She pushed past me into my house. When I came back from showering, she'd cleaned my entire living room and was on her laptop. "Sit," she commanded. "I'm a divorce lawyer and I've been tracking Rob for 4 months. I have hotel receipts, text messages, security footage of them checking into motels, enough to bury both of them." She pulled up a document. "But here's what your cheating wife doesn't know. Your parents added an infidelity clause to the trust 3 years ago after your cousin's messy divorce. Any beneficiary who commits adultery forfeits all rights. Rob knew this. He handles the paperwork. He just didn't tell Ashley." My heart started beating again. "So she gets nothing?" "She's completely cut off," Sarah said, then pulled up Rob's laptop. "But they're not in Italy. I traced Rob's credit card. They're at the Hilton downtown, 40 minutes away." She turned the screen. Security footage from my house. Time-stamped last night at 2 a.m. Ashley and Rob let themselves in while I was passed out. "They've been coming back every night to watch you fall apart." Another clip showed Ashley photographing me asleep, tears on my face. She sent them to Rob, rating my level of destruction. "Yesterday she wrote she's disappointed you're not worse yet." Sarah grabbed my arm hard. "Aaron, look at the timestamp on this footage." She pulled up a new clip. "This is from 20 minutes ago. The video showed Ashley in my bedroom, going through my nightstand, pocketing my father's wedding ring. I stood up so fast my chair hit the wall behind me. My hands were already reaching for my jacket." "They're still there?" Sarah was grabbing her briefcase. "Get in the car, now." I didn't ask questions, just followed her out to her Tesla parked in my driveway. She drove like a woman possessed, weaving between lanes, running a yellow light that was basically red. My heart was pounding the entire time. I kept seeing that video in my head. Ashley's hand closing around my dad's ring, the ring he wore for 35 years, the ring I was supposed to give to my son someday. "Why are you doing this?" I asked. "Helping me, I mean." Sarah's knuckles were white on the steering wheel. "Because Rob thinks he's clever. He thinks he can manipulate documents, seduce my husband's clients, and I'll just sit there like a good little wife. I've been building a case for 4 months. Your wife just handed me everything I needed on a silver platter." We pulled into the Hilton parking garage. Sarah checked her phone. Room 428, 4th floor. His credit card statement updates in real time. Perks of having all his passwords. The elevator ride felt like forever. Sarah kept checking her watch. I kept clenching and unclenching my fists. When the doors opened on the 4th floor, she put a hand on my arm. "Let me do the talking," she said. "You're here as a witness. Stay calm." We walked down the hallway. Beige carpet. Awful abstract art on the walls. Room 428 was at the end. Sarah knocked. 3 firm, professional knocks. "Housekeeping?" she called out, her voice completely different, sweet, apologetic. I heard movement inside. Ashley's voice irritated. "We didn't request housekeeping. Come back later." Sarah knocked again, harder this time, more insistent. Footsteps. The door opened. Ashley stood there in a white hotel robe, hair wet, wine glass in her hand. Her face went from annoyed to shocked to pale in about 2 seconds. "Aaron, how did you?" Sarah didn't wait for an invitation. She pushed past Ashley into the room, and I followed. The room was a mess. Clothes everywhere. Room service trays on the desk. Champagne bottle in an ice bucket. Rob was on the bed in boxer shorts and a t-shirt. Laptop balanced on his knees. When he saw us, he practically jumped off the bed. "Sarah? Jesus Christ, how did you find us?" "I'm a lawyer, you idiot," Sarah said. She pulled out her phone, swiped to the security footage, and shoved it in Ashley's face. "This is from Aaron's house, 30 minutes ago. You broke in and stole his father's wedding ring." Ashley's wine glass almost slipped from her hand. She recovered. "I don't know what you're talking about. We've been here all day." "Empty your pockets," I said. My voice came out steady, cold. I barely recognized it. Ashley laughed. "This is insane. You need to leave before I call security." Sarah smiled. It wasn't a friendly smile. "Go ahead, call them. I have time-stamped video evidence of you breaking and entering. I have geolocation data from Rob's phone placing him at Aaron's address. I have text messages between you two planning it. Call security, please." The color drained from Ashley's face. She set down her wine glass, slowly reached into her robe pocket. She pulled out the ring, didn't hand it to me, just threw it. It bounced off my chest and clattered onto the floor near the bathroom. "Fine. There. You happy now? It was just sitting in a drawer. You weren't even wearing it." I bent down and picked it up. The gold was warm from being in her pocket. My hands were shaking. "You came into my house while I was falling apart and you stole from me." Rob stood up, trying to salvage something. "Look, man, okay, this got out of hand. Maybe we can all just talk about this like adults and—" "Sit down," Sarah snapped. Her voice could have cut glass. Rob sat back down on the bed. She turned to Ashley. "Here's what you don't know. Aaron's parents amended the trust 3 years ago. There's an infidelity clause. Any beneficiary who commits adultery forfeits all rights to the trust. $0. You're completely cut off." Ashley's face went through about 5 different expressions. Confusion, disbelief, panic, then anger. Raw, pure anger. She turned to Rob. "What is she talking about?" Rob was staring at the floor, wouldn't meet her eyes. "Rob," Ashley's voice was rising. "What the hell is she talking about?" There's a clause," he mumbled. "I thought we could work around it. You thought what?" Ashley was screaming now. "You told me this was foolproof. You said even in a divorce, the trust payout was guaranteed. You said you'd handle everything." "I didn't think we'd get caught this fast," Rob said weakly. "I thought we'd be in Italy by now. You knew?" Ashley grabbed a pillow from the bed and threw it at his head. "You knew about this clause the whole time and you didn't tell me? I thought we could hide it better." Ashley was grabbing things now. The TV remote, a room service menu, anything within reach. She threw them all at Rob. He was covering his head with his arms. "I gave up everything. 7 years. I waited for his parents to die. I played the perfect wife. I did everything you told me to do." She was hitting him now, not throwing things anymore. Open-handed slaps on his chest, his shoulders, his face. Rob was trying to grab her wrists, backing up toward the headboard. "Ashley, stop! You're being crazy!" "Crazy?" She shoved him hard. He fell backward onto the bed, then rolled off onto the floor. The lamp on the nightstand crashed down with him. Glass everywhere. "You ruined my life! You told me I'd be set! You promised me millions!" The door burst open. Hotel security. 2 guys in blazers, one older with gray hair, one younger and built like he worked out for a living. The older one held up his hands. "Everyone needs to calm down right now." Ashley spun around, chest heaving, mascara running down her face even though I didn't think she'd been wearing any earlier. "These people broke into our room." "We knocked," Sarah said calmly. "You opened the door." The younger security guard was looking at the broken lamp, the scattered pillows, Rob on the floor. "Sir, are you okay?" Rob pulled himself up using the nightstand. Yeah, I'm fine. This is just a misunderstanding." "Everyone needs to leave," the older guard said. "Now, if you don't leave voluntarily, we're calling the police." Ashley grabbed her purse from the desk. She looked at Rob with pure hatred. "This isn't over. You destroyed my life." She looked at me next. Her eyes were red, face blotchy. "And you're going to regret this, Aaron. I promise you that. She pushed past the security guards and left. I could hear her footsteps running down the hallway. Rob tried to follow. Sarah stepped in front of him. You're not going anywhere. We need to discuss fraud charges and your upcoming testimony. Rob's face went from red to gray. Testimony? Against Ashley, Sarah said. She manipulated you, right? Seduced you to get access to trust information? You were just a victim of her scheme? Rob's eyes darted between Sarah and me. I need to talk to a lawyer. I am a lawyer, Sarah said. And I'm telling you that cooperating is your only option. Otherwise, you're going down for fraud, conspiracy, and probably theft. Rob sank back down onto the bed, put his head in his hands. I left, didn't stay to watch him fall apart. Walked back through the hallway, down the elevator, out to Sarah's car. She caught up with me 5 minutes later. He'll flip on her, Sarah said as she unlocked the car. Give him 48 hours to panic. He'll give us everything. The drive back was quiet. I just sat there holding my dad's ring, turning it over in my fingers. When Sarah dropped me off at my house, she handed me another flash drive. More insurance, she said. Hide it somewhere safe. I went inside, locked the door, sat on my couch in the dark for maybe an hour. Then I got up and put the ring in the safe in my office, right next to my mom's wedding ring, which I'd inherited after she died. I thought that was the end of it. I really did. The next morning, I woke up to someone pounding on my front door. I thought maybe it was Sarah with more evidence or information. I looked through the peephole. Ashley. She wasn't crying, wasn't disheveled. Her hair was done, makeup perfect. She was wearing the black dress she wore to my mom's funeral. Heels. Pearl earrings my mom gave her on our wedding day. I opened the door but didn't move aside. Can I come in? Her voice was calm, professional almost. Why? Because we need to have an adult conversation. I almost laughed. Adult conversation. But I stepped aside. She walked in like she still lived there, looked around the living room like she was inspecting it, sat down on the couch, crossed her legs, folded her hands in her lap. Aaron, she started. Her voice was measured, reasonable. Yesterday got ugly. I know that. Emotions were high, but we're both smart people. We can figure this out without destroying each other. I stayed standing, didn't say anything. She continued. Look, I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But think about what happens if we go to court. It'll be public. Your parents' trust will be dissected. Your family's private business will be in legal documents that reporters can access. Is that what you want? What do you want, Ashley? I'm proposing a settlement. $2 million. I sign whatever you want, I disappear, and you never hear from me again. No messy divorce proceedings, no media, clean break. I just stared at her. Think about it, she said. Fighting me in court will cost you easily $1 million in legal fees, maybe more. This drags out for years. You'll spend that time dealing with lawyers, depositions, all of it. Or you pay me $2 million right now, and it's over. Done. I'm out of your life forever. Why would I give you anything? Ashley leaned forward slightly. Because I'll make this hell for you if you don't. I'll file motion after motion. I'll request continuance after continuance. I know how the system works, Aaron. I can drag this out for 5 years if I want to, and I will. Every month, more legal bills, more stress, more time wasted. She sat back. Or $2 million and I'm gone. Your parents loved me, Aaron. They wouldn't want their memory attached to some ugly public divorce battle. They'd want this resolved quietly. She was good. I'll give her that. The tone, the logic, the appeal to my parents' memory. For a second, I almost considered it, just to make it stop. Then I walked to my desk, opened the drawer where I'd put the flash drive Sarah gave me, plugged it into my laptop, turned the screen so Ashley could see. Before you say anything else, I said, I want you to hear something. I pressed play. Ashley's voice came through the speakers. Hotel room recording. Audio crystal clear. Once we're in Italy, I'll tell Aaron I want a settlement to avoid a long divorce. He'll pay anything to avoid drama. Rob handles the trust paperwork, makes it look like my payout was already approved before the affair, and we split everything. Rob's voice. You sure he won't fight it? Ashley. He won't. I've been watching him for weeks. He's completely destroyed. His parents just died. He's vulnerable. He'll pay just to make the pain stop. That's the whole point. Hit him while he's down. Rob. What if he hires a good lawyer? Ashley laughed on the recording. He won't. Aaron hates conflict. He'll want it over fast. Trust me, I know him better than he knows himself. 7 years, remember? I know exactly how to play him. The recording kept going. 10 minutes of Ashley and Rob planning every detail. How they'd stage the discovery. How Ashley would time her settlement offer. How Rob would backdate trust documents if needed. How they'd split the money 80-20. I paused it. Ashley's face was frozen. Not angry, not panicked, just completely blank. Sarah recorded this 2 months ago, I said. She planted a listening device in Rob's briefcase. This was recorded at the Hilton. Same room you were in yesterday, actually. Romantic. Ashley stood up slowly, smoothed her dress down. Her hands were shaking just slightly. That recording doesn't prove anything. It's just talk. People say things they don't mean. It proves you orchestrated the affair specifically to extort money from me, I said. It proves Rob was planning to commit fraud with trust documents. Sarah already filed a report with the trust administrator. They're investigating both of you. She walked toward the door, stopped with her hand on the handle, turned back to look at me. Her face had changed. The professional mask was gone. You weren't supposed to be smart enough to figure this out, she said quietly. Then she left. I thought that was it. I really did. I thought she'd realize she lost and just disappear. I was wrong. 2 days later, I woke up to my phone exploding with notifications, texts from people I hadn't talked to in years, messages from former coworkers, even my cousin who I barely spoke to. I opened Facebook. Ashley's page was public, front and center, a photo of her, crying, taken in what looked like her car. The caption, "After 7 years, I finally found the courage to leave. If you're in a controlling relationship, please know there's hope. You deserve better." Comments flooded in, hundreds of them. Friends, family, people I didn't even recognize. "You're so brave. Proud of you for leaving. Stay strong." Her mom commented, "We love you and support you always." Her sister, "You deserve the world. He never appreciated you." I scrolled through more posts. She'd been building this narrative for days, apparently. Posts about finding herself again. Photos of herself looking sad with captions about healing. One post specifically about financial manipulation in marriages. My phone rang. It was Jeremy, a friend from college I still grabbed drinks with sometimes. "Hey man," Jeremy said carefully. "I saw Ashley's posts. Are you okay? I didn't realize things were that bad." "It wasn't," I said. "She's lying." "Oh," long pause. "She said you controlled all the finances, wouldn't let her access money, made her account for every purchase." "That's not true. We had a joint account. She had her own credit cards. She had full access to everything." Another pause. "Look, I'm not trying to take sides here. Just checking on you." He believed her. I could hear it in his voice. 3 more calls like that over the next hour. People awkwardly asking if I was okay, clearly believing Ashley's version. I stopped answering. Then my lawyer called. Not Sarah, my actual family lawyer who'd handled my parents' estate. "Aaron, we need to talk about Ashley's social media activity," he said. "She's building a public narrative. This could affect the divorce proceedings." "She's lying," I said. "I believe you," he said. "But the court of public opinion doesn't require evidence. This could get messy." I didn't sleep that night. Just lay in bed watching my phone light up with notifications. More posts from Ashley, more supportive comments, more people believing her. The next morning, I found the flash drive Sarah had given me, the one with the hotel recording. I made 3 copies. Sent one to Ashley's best friend from college, Lisa, one to her sister Kate, one to her mom. I didn't add a message, just the audio file. Within 6 hours, every single one of Ashley's posts was deleted. Lisa called me first. She was crying. "Aaron, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. The things she said in that recording, that's not the Ashley I know. That's the only Ashley there ever was," I said. Kate called next. She wasn't crying. She was angry. "Did she really plan this whole thing? The affair, the settlement, everything?" "Yes." "Jesus Christ." I heard her take a shaky breath. "Our family supported her. We defended her against you, and she was lying the entire time." "Yeah." Her mom called last. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her. "Aaron, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Did she ever actually love you?" I'd been asking myself that same question for days. "I don't know. I don't think so. I need to ask you something," her mom said. "And please be honest. Did Ashley manipulate us too? Me and her father? Were we part of her plan?" I thought about the journal entries Sarah showed me. Ashley's notes about building relationships with my parents, the calculated conversations, the timed emotional moments. "I think she manipulated everyone," I said. Her mom made a sound like something breaking. "She has 1 week to get out of our house. I won't have a con artist living under my roof." She hung up. Ashley called me 10 minutes later, not crying this time, screaming. "You sent the recording to my family? My own mother? What the hell is wrong with you?" "You posted lies about me online," I said calmly. "I sent the truth to people who deserved to know it." "That's different. You destroyed my relationship with my family. You destroyed it yourself. I just showed them who you really are." "They kicked me out." Her voice cracked. "I have nowhere to go." "You should have thought of that before you photographed me crying in my sleep and sent the pictures to Rob." Silence. "Then, how do you know about that?" "Sarah has everything, Ashley. Every text, every photo, every hotel visit. You were so careful planning the con, but you got sloppy with the execution." She hung up. A week later, Sarah showed up at my house again. She had another box. "Ashley moved out of her parents' place yesterday," Sarah said, "into some studio apartment in the bad part of town. Her dad called me, said I should give you this. They found it while packing her stuff. It was a journal, leather-bound, expensive looking, the kind you'd buy at some boutique stationery store. I opened it. The first entry was dated 8 years ago, 2 days after my graduation party, 2 days after I met Ashley. Met Aaron Mitchell tonight at graduation party. Boring conversation about DJ, but he seemed interested. Did research when I got home. Family trust worth $8 to $12 million. Parents fully control it. He mentioned them twice in 10 minutes. Close relationship. Strategy. Make them love me first. Get added to trust. Figure out exit strategy after. This could work. My stomach dropped. Sarah sat down next to me. Keep reading. It gets worse. I flipped through pages. Every entry was calculated. Every single one. Week 2. First date with Aaron. McDonald's. His choice. Ordered a Big Mac because guys like girls who eat real food. He talked about college friends leaving him when he stopped throwing parties. Sounds like trust issues. Good. Means he's lonely and his guard is down. This is easier than I thought. Month 1. Meeting his parents this weekend. Research shows his mother volunteers at Children's Hospital. Father collects vintage cars. Topics to bring up. Medical charities. Classic car restoration. Don't mention money. Don't react to the house. Stay humble. Make them think I don't care about wealth. The entry after meeting my parents. They loved me. His mom hugged me. His dad asked about my job like he was genuinely interested. I talked about building a career, not depending on a man financially. They ate it up. Note, his mom responds well to people asking her advice. His dad likes people who work hard. Use this. Month 6. Aaron thinks I'm the one. He told me tonight he's never felt this way before. He actually teared up. It's almost too easy. His parents already treat me like family. Need to time the engagement perfectly. Too soon looks suspicious. Too long and I waste time. Year 1. He proposed. Ring was tasteful, not ostentatious. I cried on cue. His parents threw an engagement party. His mom told me I'm the daughter she never had. His dad took me aside and said I made his son the happiest he's ever been. They trust me completely. Phase 1, complete. Year 2, anniversary party entry. They added me to the trust tonight. I actually cried real tears. Couldn't help it. 8 figures. Mine. Well, partially mine. But that's the starting point. Next phase, meet the trustee, understand the legal structure, find the exit strategy. I looked up at Sarah. She planned this from the first day. Keep reading, Sarah said grimly. The Rob entries. I flipped forward, found the first mention of Rob. Met the trustee tonight. Rob Brennan, accountant, handles the trust's legal side. In his 40s, married to a lawyer at some firm. Seems competent but bored. His wife was at the party. She barely talked to him. Trouble in paradise? Potential angle here. 3 months later. Been asking Rob casual questions about trust structures. Nothing suspicious, just curious about how these things work. He's been helpful, eager to explain things to me. His wife doesn't come to events anymore. He mentioned they're going through a rough patch. Taking note. 6 months after that, Rob confirmed that beneficiaries usually get a percentage in divorce as long as there's no proven infidelity. Specifically said proven. That's the key word. Also mentioned most people don't know to include infidelity clauses. Asked if Aaron's parents included one. He said no. The trust was structured before that became common. Perfect. Wait, that entry was from 18 months ago, before my parents amended the trust. I flipped back. Sarah, Rob told her there was no infidelity clause. When did my parents add it? 14 months ago, Sarah said. After your cousin's messy divorce. Rob knew they added it because he processes all amendments. He never told Ashley. So Rob lied to her. Let her believe the plan would work when he knew it wouldn't. I kept reading. Phase 2 begins. Rob's interested, I can tell. Touched my hand twice last week while showing me paperwork. Laughed too hard at a joke I made. His marriage is dead. He's vulnerable. Time to make a move. The next entries detailed a carefully planned seduction. Ashley asking Rob to explain trust documents over coffee. Coffee turning into drinks. Drinks turning into dinner. Always Ashley pushing just a little further, building the tension. Then, slept with Rob tonight. He's been wanting it for months. Afterwards, he said he's never felt this way before, that I'm special. Men are so predictable. Now we build the exit plan together. He thinks this is real, that we'll run away together and be happy. Let him think that. I need his cooperation for the paperwork. Entry from 10 months ago. Rob and I finalized the plan. I have affair, but we keep it completely hidden. Wait 2 years after Aaron's parents die. Enough time that it doesn't look suspicious. File for divorce citing incompatibility. Rob processes my trust payout as a beneficiary. No infidelity, no problems. I get roughly $4 million minimum, possibly more depending on how negotiations go. Rob gets 20% for handling the legal side and keeping quiet. We split, maybe stay together, maybe not. Haven't decided yet. Either way, I'm set for life. Just need to wait for Aaron's parents to die. My hands started shaking. I almost dropped the journal. Aaron, Sarah said quietly, look at the dates. I looked. These entries were all from before my parents got sick, before my dad's heart attack, before my mom died. Ashley had been waiting for my parents to die so she could execute her plan. The last entries were the worst. Aaron's dad died last week. Heart attack. Aaron's devastated. Good means he's distracted. Not watching finances carefully. One parent down. Have to wait for the other. And then, 6 months later, Aaron's mom died this morning. He came home crying. I pretended to comfort him. Held him while he sobbed. Inside, I was calculating timelines. Both parents gone. Trust is fully funded and active. Now I wait 2 years like Rob and I planned. Need Aaron dependent on me during his grief so he doesn't suspect anything. But that entry was crossed out, and below it, in different ink. Change of plans. Rob says we should accelerate. Aaron's too broken right now. Perfect time to strike. He'll be so destroyed by the divorce that he'll pay anything to make it stop. Get the settlement instead of waiting 2 years. Hit him while he's down. The final entry was dated 3 weeks before she left. Tuesday is the day. Rob and I leave suitcases where Aaron will see them when he comes home. I forget to leave a note so he walks in on us. Act caught, act sorry but firm. Drop the Italy story so he thinks we're running away. He'll panic, maybe chase us. Then I offer the settlement. $2 million to go quietly, avoid the drama. Rob confirmed he can backdate trust documents if needed to make my payout look pre-approved. This is it. $4 million minimum when everything's done. 7 years of playing the perfect wife will finally pay off. Below that, one more line. If Aaron was smart, he'd see this coming, but he's not. He actually thinks I love him. That's what makes this perfect. I closed the journal, set it on the coffee table like it was contaminated. Sarah was watching me carefully. You okay? She planned everything, I said. My voice sounded hollow. From the first day, every conversation, every smile, every time she said she loved me, it was all fake. I'm sorry, Sarah said. I know that doesn't help, but I'm sorry. What happens now? She pulled out her phone, started typing. Now I send these photos to the trust administrator. This journal is evidence of fraud, premeditated fraud. Ashley didn't just commit adultery. She conspired to defraud the trust through calculated deception over multiple years. That's a crime? It's theft by deception. And considering the amounts involved, it's a felony. Ashley could face prison time. My phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. I know you have the journal. You can't use it. You stole my property. I showed Sarah. She laughed. She's panicking, and she's wrong. Her father gave it to us. It's legally obtained evidence. Another text. Aaron, please. We need to talk about this. Don't do this to me. I turned my phone off. Sarah stood up. I need to go file these documents. But Aaron, you should photograph every page of this journal. Send it to yourself. Put it in cloud storage. Multiple copies. Ashley will try to claim it's fake or fabricated. Already done, I said. I'd been photographing pages while we talked, uploading them to 3 different cloud services. Sarah smiled. Good. I'll be in touch. She left. I sat there alone with the journal, reading it again. Every calculated moment, every planned manipulation. 7 years of my life had been a performance, and I'd never even known I was the audience. My phone rang. I turned it back on without thinking. Ashley's name on the screen. I answered. Aaron. She sounded breathless, panicked. Aaron, please. We need to talk about the journal. What about it? It's okay. I wrote those things. I did, but I abandoned that plan. I actually fell in love with you somewhere along the way. You have to believe me. The journal shows my initial thoughts, but people change. I changed. The last entry is from 3 weeks ago, Ashley. Silence. Then, I can explain that. Explain what? That you planned to hit me while I was grieving my dead parents? That you calculated the exact moment when I'd be most vulnerable? It sounds worse than it was. You waited for my parents to die, I said. Each word came out cold, precise. You wrote that you were glad when my dad died because it meant you were halfway to your payout. I didn't mean it like that. I was processing things in the journal. That's what journals are for. You write your worst thoughts. It doesn't mean you photographed me crying in my sleep and sent the pictures to Rob. You rated how destroyed I was. You were disappointed I wasn't suffering enough. She went quiet. Then, in a small voice, how do you know about that? Sarah has everything. Every text, every photo, every hotel receipt. Every time you and Rob laughed about how stupid I was. I heard the recordings, Ashley. Both of them. I know you planned the settlement offer. I know you timed the affair reveal. I know you've been stealing from our joint account for 3 years. I know everything. I could hear her breathing. Fast. Shallow. What do you want? She finally asked. You want me to apologize? Fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of it. Just don't send the journal to the trust administrator, please. I'll sign whatever you want. I'll admit to the affair. Just don't make this criminal. You made it criminal when you committed fraud. Aaron, please. How much did you steal from the joint account? Exact number. She didn't answer. Ashley, how much? $180,000, she whispered. Over 3 years. Small transfers you never noticed. I needed money for when this was over, for the transition. Every dollar gone. Money I could have donated to charities my parents loved. Money I could have used to help people. She'd stolen it to fund her escape. You took money while my parents were dying, I said. While I was at the hospital, while I was planning funerals. You were draining our account. I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. I hung up. The trust administrator called me the next day. Professional, calm voice. Mr. Mitchell, we've received the evidence regarding Ms. Ashley Mitchell's conduct. We need to inform you that we're pursuing fraud charges. The journal entries establish premeditation and intent to defraud the trust. Combined with the audio recordings and financial records, we have a strong case. What does that mean for Ashley? It means we're offering her one chance to avoid criminal prosecution. She returns any remaining money she still has from the joint account. She signs a full confession admitting to fraud, and she publicly retracts any false statements she made about you. And if she doesn't, then we pursue felony charges. Given the amount involved and the premeditation, she could face 5 to 10 years in prison. Ashley called me that night, hysterical. Aaron, please, you have to stop this. They want me to sign a confession. That'll follow me for the rest of my life. I'll never get a decent job. I'll be labeled a criminal. You are a criminal, I said. You committed fraud. Please, I'm begging you. I have nowhere to go. My parents kicked me out. I'm almost broke. I'm living in a studio apartment that smells like mildew and my neighbors scream at each other every night. I'm barely surviving. Isn't that enough punishment? You stole $180,000 from me while my parents were dying. You planned to steal millions more. You faked an entire relationship for 7 years. No, a bad apartment isn't enough. She started crying. Real crying this time, I thought. Messy, choking sobs. I don't have a choice, do I? They said if I don't sign, they'll press charges. I'll go to jail. Then sign. Aaron, please. Sign the confession, Ashley. Tell everyone the truth. That's the deal. She hung up on me. 2 days later, Sarah called. She signed. Everything. The confession goes out tomorrow morning. Where does it go? Everywhere. Every person she lied to on social media. Every family member. Every mutual friend who believed her victim story. Everyone gets the full confession that she targeted you for money, faked the relationship, planned the affair as an exit strategy, and committed fraud against the trust. How's Rob handling this? Sarah's voice turned sharp. Rob's cooperating. He gave us emails proving Ashley approached him specifically because he was the trustee. She asked him detailed questions about trust law and divorce loopholes for months before their affair started. She seduced him deliberately as part of her plan. Rob thought he was her partner. Turns out he was just another mark. Is he facing charges? He's testifying against Ashley in exchange for a lighter sentence. He'll lose his license and probably do community service, but no prison time. The trust decided he's more useful as a witness than as a defendant. The confession hit the next morning. My phone started buzzing at 6 a.m. Text messages from people I hadn't heard from in weeks. Mutual friends apologizing. Former colleagues saying they never believed Ashley's story anyway. Jeremy called. Jesus Christ, man, I'm so sorry. I actually believed her. I thought you were the bad guy. It's fine. It's not fine. She played all of us. That confession, the things she wrote about you, about your parents, that's sociopath-level manipulation. I didn't know what to say to that, so I said nothing. Ashley's social media went dark. All her accounts deleted or deactivated. Her mom called me crying again, apologizing for not seeing through Ashley sooner. Her dad sent a text. We failed to raise her right. That's on us. I'm sorry. For 4 months, I heard nothing from Ashley. I rebuilt my life slowly, went back to work full-time, started seeing a therapist, donated a large sum to the charities my parents loved, started making plans for the trust that didn't involve Ashley in any way. Then one Tuesday afternoon, I ran into her. I was at a discount grocery store near my office, one of those places where everything's generic brand and they have bare concrete floors. I was grabbing coffee for the office, not paying much attention. I looked up, and there she was, 3 aisles down, pushing a shopping cart slowly, reading the price labels on everything, putting things back because they cost too much. She looked completely different. Hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, no makeup, wearing an oversized gray sweatshirt with a stain on the sleeve and old jeans with holes in the knees. The kind of holes that come from wear, not fashion. She looked exhausted, worn down, older than 30. She saw me, froze. Her hand was hovering over a store-brand box of cereal. I looked away, grabbed my coffee, turned toward the register. I heard her cartwheels squeaking closer. She was following me. Aaron? I kept walking. Aaron, please. I stopped, didn't turn around, just stopped. Can we talk, please? I turned around, looked at her directly for the first time in 4 months. She looked worse up close. Dark circles under her eyes, chapped lips. Her hands had small cuts on them, like she'd been working with cardboard boxes or something rough. What do you want, Ashley? She looked around. A couple of other shoppers were watching us. She lowered her voice. I just want to know if you'll ever forgive me. I stared at her. Forgive you? I know what I did was wrong. I know I hurt you. I know I can never make it right. But will there ever be a day when you can forgive me? I thought about the journal. 7 years of calculated lies. Every smile, every kiss, every I love you had been part of a performance. She'd waited for my parents to die. She'd stolen money while I grieved. She'd photographed me crying. You were never my wife, I said. You were a stranger running a con. There's nothing to forgive because we never had anything real. Her face changed. The exhaustion, the defeat, the vulnerability, all of it dropped away in a second. Her jaw clenched. Her eyes went hard. You know what? She said. Her voice wasn't quiet anymore. I'm not sorry. I saw an opportunity and I took it. 7 years of pretending to love you was work. Hard work. Do you know how exhausting it was? Laughing at your boring stories about work, sitting through dinners with your parents talking about their youth like anyone cared, acting interested in your day when you came home. That's labor, Aaron. Emotional labor. I earned that money. A woman at the end of the aisle stopped pushing her cart to watch us. Ashley kept going. You think your love was real? You fell for a performance. That's on you, not me. I played my part perfectly. 7 years, no mistakes until the end. The fact that I didn't get paid doesn't mean I didn't do the work. You got a wife who made you look good, made your parents happy, played the part you needed. That has value. You just don't want to admit it. She stepped closer. Her voice was rising now. I should have gotten something. 7 years of my life I gave you. You got to feel loved. You got to show your parents you found someone. You got to look like a normal person with a normal marriage. I provided a service. That service deserves compensation. A store employee had stopped stocking shelves to listen. An older man with a gray beard was openly staring. You know what the worst part is? Ashley said. I actually was good at it. I was so good at being your wife that even you couldn't tell it was fake. That takes skill. That takes talent. And you want to act like it was nothing? Like I just took your money for no reason? I worked for it. Every day for 7 years I worked. She laughed. It sounded slightly unhinged. Rob was right about one thing. He said you were too soft to see it coming. He said you'd believe anything because you wanted to be loved so badly. And he was right. You ate up every lie I fed you. You were easy. The woman at the end of the aisle had her phone out now. Might have been recording. Ashley noticed. Didn't care. I'm not sorry, she said again. I'm sorry I got caught. I'm sorry Rob turned out to be a worse liar than I thought. I'm sorry your parents added that clause to the trust. But I'm not sorry for trying. You don't get to be born rich and expect everyone to love you for who you are. Your money was always part of who you are. I just tried to get my piece of it. That's capitalism, baby. She grabbed her shopping cart. The only thing in it was a loaf of bread and a pack of ramen noodles. I'm not sorry, she said one more time. Then she pushed her cart toward the registers, head held high like she'd just won an argument instead of admitting to 7 years of fraud. I stood there in the coffee aisle holding a bag of store-brand grounds, watching her leave. The woman with the phone caught my eye. You okay, honey? Yeah, I said. I'm okay. I checked out and left. Got in my car, sat in the parking lot for maybe 10 minutes, hands on the steering wheel. Then I drove home, unlocked my safe, took out my dad's wedding ring, sat at my desk and just held it, turning it over in my fingers, looking at the inscription inside, forever yours. My dad wore that ring for 35 years, loved my mom genuinely, completely, without calculation or strategy. Their marriage was real. Mine never was. I put the ring back in the safe, locked it, went downstairs and made dinner. The next day, I called the trust administrator. I want to set up a foundation, in my parents' names, for people recovering from financial fraud. That's a wonderful idea, she said. How much are you thinking? $5 million to start? More later? May I ask what inspired this? My ex-wife, I said. She taught me that some people only see dollar signs when they look at other people. I want to help the people who get hurt by that. The foundation launched 3 months later. We helped 47 people in the first year, victims of romance scams, financial manipulation, family theft, people who'd been used the way I was used. It didn't fix what Ashley did, but it meant something good came from it. I never saw her again after that day in the grocery store, never looked her up online, never asked mutual friends how she was doing.